Welcome everyone to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down something that's absolutely crucial and frankly, just fascinating. We're looking at a first-of-its-kind scorecard released by the Tech Policy Design Institute, and it measures Australia's AI readiness. But, this isn't just about the tech itself. It's really about our agency. Like, how much control do we actually have over our own future in an AI-driven world? We're going to unpack the data, see exactly where we stand, and uncover some major hidden strengths that might honestly surprise you. Because right now, even the architects and CEOs of the world's biggest tech platforms are openly warning us about the massive stakes here. Politicians are sounding the alarm too. Just recently, independent Senator David Pocock warned that we might be literally sleepwalking into this AI transformation. And that right there really frames the core issue for us today. I mean, is this transformation just going to be handed down to us by a few massive overseas tech firms? Or are we going to maintain the agency to control how it actually impacts our economy, our society, and, well, our everyday lives? Okay, let's dive into this. Because this is where the Tech Policy Design Institute, led by Joanna Weaver, introduces a massive paradigm shift. You see, when people talk about AI sovereignty, they usually treat it like a light switch, right? Like you either completely own and control the technology or you don't. But Weaver's research shows that absolutely no country, not even the US or China, has total 100% control over all AI capabilities. Instead, we really need to look at this as a spectrum. It's all about a combination of having access, having choice, and having export leverage. By blending those elements together, a country builds true, lasting resilience against any global supply chain shocks. So to truly grasp where we sit on the spectrum, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The AI agency spectrum. 2. Australia's hidden AI strengths. 3. The missing microchip leverage. 4. Protecting our national culture. 5. The defense ecosystem opportunity. And 6. Inclusive AI for everyone. Let's get to it. Starting with Section 1, Australia's hidden AI strengths. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the government's national AI plan actually aligns perfectly with our high agency areas. The Institute identified 8 distinct areas where Australia has a serious global competitive advantage. And if you look closely, a huge chunk of this list revolves around data. We're talking geospatial, demographic, and medical data. We literally possess some of the richest data assets in the entire world. The catch? Well, we just aren't fully leveraging them yet. And here's a twist you probably didn't see coming. Look at the last 2 items from that previous list, computer vision and physical AI, robotics. Why on earth is Australia recognized as a global leader, right up there alongside China, in computer vision? Well, it's actually because of our traditional industries. We use computer vision and robotics intensely to guide exactly where we plant in agriculture and where we dig in autonomous mining. These massive traditional sectors have quietly turned us into global heavyweights in the exact technologies that are going to define the future. Moving right along to Section 2, the missing microchip leverage. Now, a scorecard doesn't just pat you on the back and show you where you're winning. It also highlights your vulnerabilities, and this brilliantly illustrates that point. There is a very strategic silence in the National AI Plan when it comes to manufacturing accelerated AI chips. It's our lowest agency area, but this reveals the strategic reality of the global AI race. It actually makes total sense that Australia isn't dropping billions to build these massive fabrication plants. Our vulnerability isn't that we can't make the chips, it's that we aren't properly using our high agency strengths to guarantee access to them. Think about it. The entire world cannot build these AI chips without critical minerals. And right now, the only other country processing these at scale besides Australia is China. This quote from Joanna Weaver really hits the nail on the head. We need to stop being so humble. We are sitting on immense power at the global table. If we walk into these international negotiations not realizing that our critical minerals are the ultimate bargaining chip for AI hardware, we risk giving away our massive advantages before we even get what we need in return, which of course is guaranteed access to those very chips. All right, Section 3, protecting our national culture. Let's move to Osaka and see how this builds. Because beyond the hardware, there's a vital conversation happening about the software. If we rely entirely on general-purpose AI models built by overseas tech giants, the Institute warns we risk completely flattening our unique cultural identity. But there's a really elegant solution here, and it's called domain adaptation. Think about cars, right? We import foreign cars into the country all the time, but we adapt them. We move the steering wheel to the other side. We ensure they meet our strict local safety standards. And if you want to take it off-roading in the outback, well, you jack up the wheels and adapt it even further. We can, and already do, take this exact same approach with global AI models.
We can import the underlying foreign baseline models and then train them, using domain adaptation, to respond in ways that actually reflect Australian culture and standards.
But here's the rub. To train AI on our culture, we have to protect our cultural creators. Right now, there is an almighty fight happening over intellectual property. We're talking Australian music, cinema, journalism, and storytelling. The government ruled out a simple text and data mining exemption, but the wider copyright review? It's still ongoing. The Institute notes we are essentially in a state of limbo, and the window to act is incredibly short. If we don't resolve our copyright laws urgently, these global AI models will just suck up and flatten our IP before we even get the chance to build culturally aligned models of our own.
Next up, Section 4, the Defense Ecosystem Opportunity.
The Institute identified a glaring, massive, strategic missed opportunity here. The absolute lack of coordination between the national security community and the broader civilian AI ecosystem. To really understand the scale of this disconnect, you just have to follow the money. When defense goes to the Budget Committee for AI initiatives, they're dealing in billions of dollars. When the civilian industry portfolio goes to the budget, actually, scratch that, they're dealing in hundreds of millions, if they're lucky. That is a massive, order of magnitude difference in funding and focus.
So the crucial point is that military investments in technology can, and historically do, force multiply to create incredible civilian benefits, but only if they're coordinated correctly. I mean, think about Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi was invented right here in Australia, and its origin was a direct defense research goal. They were just trying to figure out how to deal with messy signal interference. If we can harness even a fraction of that massive defense AI budget to coordinate with civilian research today, the positive spillover effects for our entire economy could be absolutely astronomical.
And that brings us to Section 5, Inclusive AI for Everyone.
When the Institute was asked what worries them the most about this whole transition, their overarching concern wasn't, rogue Terminator robots. It was the urgent need for inclusive AI adoption. If we don't actively manage this, AI is just going to entrench the existing disadvantages in our society. But we have the power to change that through strategic choices. For example, as these massive AI data centers get built out in regional areas, we can embed strict obligations right into their approval processes. We can demand that these companies bring high-speed internet to digitally disconnected areas. We can mandate that they fund community upskilling programs and actually educate the local population on how to use AI. We can and should leverage this AI boom to lift everyone up.
And that really leaves us with the ultimate question we all need to be asking ourselves right now. As we look at our massive data resources, our robotics leadership, and our critical mineral bargaining chips, the agency is truly ours to lose. We have the leverage, we have the strengths. So are we going to demand discerning adoption and make AI work for all of us? Or are we just going to blindly accept whatever transformation big tech hands down to us? The scorecard is crystal clear. We don't have to be humble, and we sure don't have to be passive. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today to unpack this crucial roadmap. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll catch you next time.